and see if it's the same one. Have you checked it?
I'm pretty
Louisiana,
sure.
have you checked your grade lately?
Yes, I think it's the wrong. Let me double check just in case.
Check it and hit overall grade and see what it says. So it looks like you got an A.
Yeah, but like my homework grade, it's 74, but it's supposed to be 100.
Okay, I'll check it again. Just see me after class and let's check it. Do you have a class after this class?
No, I don't.
Okay, well we'll go over it and see if I can fix it after class. All right, here we go. This is a question that was sent. This is a test question. It is 1.236/5. 1.236/5. And I told y'all that I would put some limit questions on the test. And this is one that I would put. And I was waiting for somebody to send it because I like these. So limit as x approaches infinity of 20x to the third plus 2x squared minus 5x over 35x squared, 35x cubed plus x squared plus 5x plus 4. Okay, there's two indicators here that tells you what to do. One, highlighter. The x greater is going to what? Infinity. That tells you something right there. That tells you that you're not putting in a number, you're putting in infinity. And also, you got a bunch of x's. A bunch of x's. I'm not going to highlight all of them, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first thing you want to do here is divide everything by the highest degree. So we're going to divide everything through by x to the third. Divide through by the highest degree, which is x to the third. So 20x to the third over x to the third plus 2x squared over x to the third minus 5x over x to the third, 35x cubed over x to the third plus x squared over x to the third plus 5x over x to the third plus 4 over x to the third. And clean it up. So we've got limit as x approaches infinity of 20 plus 2 over x minus 5 over x squared over 35 x, 1 over x, plus 5 over x squared, plus 4 over x cubed. Okay, now somebody tell me what happens when you plug in infinity. Somebody tell me what happens.
You go beyond.
I heard you go beyond.
To infinity and beyond.
Oh, whatever. What happens when you plug in infinity? Oh, come on, people. What happens when you plug BA numbers into 2 over x? What happens when you plug in BA numbers of 5 over x squared? What happens when you plug in BA numbers into 1 over x? What happens?
Does it not exist?
It goes to what? You getting there? What happens when you plug in 2 over 100, 2 over 1 million, 2 over 3 million, 2 over 5 million?
It gets to be a really, really small number.
And it is approaching what? What number is really, really small?
0.
0. So this goes to 0. This goes to 0. That goes to 0. That goes to 0. That goes to 0. So what's left? $20 over 35, Hubert. That's right, class. Thanks for the communication. And that will be what? 4 over what? 7? So the limit as x approaches infinity to this monster is 4/7. And that is a good test question. So I'll leave it up there for the 1 or 2 people that's going to watch the video on it. There it is. And let's type in 4/7 and see what we get. It's a miracle. All right, that's the test question. Now let's go to the next homework question and see what it looks like. So delete that one. This is 1.2365. That's the same question. (1.4) 1327. 1.4 1327. Okay, this is difference quotient. So 2x squared f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. And they want to use the difference quotient, which is f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. And m is equal to this. So that means I'm going to rewrite 2 parentheses squared minus 5 parentheses plus 3 minus, and just put f of x in here, 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 all over h. And I'm going to plug in my x plus h in magenta, or whatever the color this is. And that's shortcut number 1. Going to distribute this and distribute this, and then start consolidating. So this is going to be, I'm going to skip a step and multiply that 2. It's going to be 2x squared plus 2xh plus 2h squared minus 5x minus 5h plus 3 minus 2x squared plus 5x minus 3, and all that is over h. And let's see what we can cancel out. 2x squared cancels, 5x cancels, 3 cancels. This h will cancel with this one. It will leave this one as 1, and it will cancel this one. So the derivative, or partial derivative of this function, m is equal to 2x plus 2h minus 5, and limit as h approaches 0 is going to be 2x minus 5, and that is the derivative. But they wanted you to plug in something right here, so let's see what they wanted you to plug in. It says find f prime of 1. Well, we've got the derivative right here, so if we plug in 1, what's 2 times 1? 2 minus 5 is negative 3. So that's f prime of 1. So that should be your answer. So what is, okay, the function, it's not this one and it's not this one because those are, so it's got to be either this one or this one, and the y-intercept, you'll have to plug it in. I have no idea which one it is, so I'm going to go with D. And what is my, that's all it's asking. I thought it would ask all that other stuff.
You gotta click continue.
Oh, thank you. And our slope is 2x minus 5. So we got to find this guy in the right quadrant. So it's this A. And f prime of x is 2x minus 5. All these parts I don't care really anything about. 2x minus 5 is the answer. Unless I've missed something.
I hate these multiple products.
4x. It's 4x. I'm sorry. Yep. It should be 4x. I've got a 4x somewhere off. I've got it somewhere off. Should be 4x. Oh my goodness. I'm about ready to scream. 4x. There. And 4x, that would be 4 times 1 is 8 minus 5 is positive 3. Four times 3 is 12. 12 minus 5, I can't even add. 12 minus 5 is what? 7?
Yes.
Okay, bump you. I don't care what it is. Negative 1.
12 minus 5 is 7, though.
No, 4 times 1 is 4 minus 5 is negative 1. I can't add. I'm sorry. I plugged in. I think I don't know why I got 12. Let's just pass on this one. You see how to do it. I'm sorry on that one. I had a brain bubble on that one. All right, that's 1.413. This is 1.43/25. 1.43/25. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay, another one. So they want the derivative. We know the derivative is 8x. So you can go ahead and write that to the side. Derivative is 8x. We'll go ahead and punch it in. I might skip a couple of steps here. F of x is equal to 4x squared. Therefore, f prime of x, because we know calculus now, is 8x. But we're going to plug it in. And I'm going to write a big set of parentheses, 4 parentheses squared minus parentheses 4x squared over h limit as h approaches 0. Plug x plus h in there. And that's going to give us 4x squared plus 4xh. No, 8xh. That's where I messed up a while ago. 8xh plus 4h squared minus 4x squared over h. And the 4x squareds cancel. And that will cancel there. And that's going to cancel 0 limit as h approaches 0. That's going to take that out, so you're left with 8x. So 8x and 8 times 5 is what? 40? Okay, hallelujah. I know how to add again. I know how to multiply again. Thank you. All right. That's 1.3, so that's twice. 1.511/9. 1.511, and that last one we did was a good test question because it's short and sweet. This one right here, I like that one for a test question. Not the last one. This takes too long. All right, so this is 1.511/9. 1.511/9. Okay, this is a test question. What is the derivative of any constant? Y is equal to 14 x to the 0.
0.
Use power rule. Y prime is equal to 0 times 14 x to the negative 1. Y prime is equal to 0 x to the negative 1. And what does that 0 do to anything you plug in? So y prime of any constant is what? 0, Hubert. Thank you, class. Y'all suck. Appreciate y'all's input. Thank you. 1.521/11. 1.521/11. And that last one was a test question. I put 2 or 3 of those on the test. Somebody will miss them. Y is equal to 20 times square root of x. What's Hubert's rule here? Radicals in calculus, what?
Don't mix.
Don't mix. So we're going to change it to y is equal to 20x to the 1/2. Y prime is equal to 1/2 times 20x to the 1/2 minus 1. Y prime is equal to 1/2 times 20x to the 1/2 minus 2/2. I'm drawing it out because I don't want anybody to miss this on the test, which somebody will. 10x to the negative 1/2, and that's equal to 10 over the square root of x, or 10 square root of x over x. Either one of those. Should be your answer. I'm going to put the last one to see if they'll take it, rationalizing the denominator. 10 square root of x over x, see if they'll take it. 10 square root of x over x. Yep, they do. That's a test question. Again, the two reasons that's a test question. One, to remind you that radicals and calculus don't mix. Two, it's short and sweet, and it gives you extra points. That's that one. I'm just assuming that if I cover that one, that'll take care of Miss Brody's question, I hope. Miss Brody, you good?
Yeah,
Yes
thank
or no?
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
1.5, 48, 4. 1.5, 48, 4. And what does this one look like? Is it a test question? Oh, yeah. Because it's a rewrite. Y is equal to x over 6 minus 6 over x. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this thing because it's a mess. So I'm going to rewrite this. Let's see, that's x to the first. You could rewrite this as 1/6 x. Y is equal to 1/6 x minus 6x to the negative 1. And take the derivative. Y prime is equal to 1 times 1/6 x to the 1 minus 1 minus negative 1 times 6 x to the negative 1 minus 1. Y prime is equal to 1/6 x to the 0 plus 6 x to the negative 2. And 1/6, this is 1, so that's 1/6 times 1 plus 6 over x squared. So your final answer is 1/6 plus 6 over x squared. I like that question. 1/6 plus 6 over x squared. That's a good one. I'm going to put that one up just right there. Okay, that takes care of that one. That one. 1.5, 60, 21. 1.5, 60, 21. 1.5, 60/21. Okay, now this one, write an equation of the line tangent to the graph. Okay, this one is the question I don't like because they kind of make it a vague question, but it's not. They want an equation of each one of these lines. So first of all, you got to find the derivative. So f prime of x, or f of x, sorry. F of x is equal to 1 over x to the 4th, or x to the negative 4th. So I'm going to draw this and bring it down right here. So the derivative, f prime of x, is equal to negative 4x to the negative 4 minus 1, which is negative 4x to the negative 5, or negative 4 over x to the 5th. So I've got 3 lines. So at A, 1, comma 1. Well, I got to plug this in to find the slope. So I got to plug, I'm going to use, since I wish they wouldn't do the same number because that messes students up. So I'm going to take that 1 and I'm going to plug it in right there. And that's going to give me m is equal to -4 over 1 to the 5th, which is -4. Now I have a point and a what? A slope. I can use the point slope equation. Y minus 1 is equal to, this is x of 1, this is y sub 1, is equal to -4 times x minus 1. Y minus 1 is equal to -4x plus 4. Y is equal to -4x plus 5. And that is the equation for the tangent line at this point. So that's that. And then B says -3, comma 1 over 81. Well, we got to plug that -3 in to get a slope. So -4 over -3 to the 5th. So -4 over -3 to the 5th. Well, I don't have any idea. I guess 81, 243. Somebody check me, please. That'd be 4 over 243. And I'll set it up, but I'm going to let y'all do it. Y minus 1 over 81 is equal to 4 over 243 x minus a -3. And I'm going to take it one more step for you. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And that's going to be y minus 1 over 81 equals 4 over 243 multiplied by x plus 3. Now you need to work this out algebraically. Somebody check my -3 to the 5th. This would be negative. Yeah, negative divided by negative is a positive. Is 3 to the 5th 243? Check that, please. Yes, no, maybe?
243.
Thank you. I know that hurt, but I appreciate it. C. C says 2 and 1/16. So y minus 1/16 is equal to -4 times x minus 2. Y minus 1/16 is equal to -4x plus 8. And then bring that over, that 1/16 over, and add it to that 1/8. So there's your 3 equations. They're not finished, but they're close. If I do put one of those on the test, it'll be just one of them. I'm not going to give you one with 3 unless the computer does it, because that's just too much for one test question. I'll do the first one and let you know what I'm doing. What is that? -4x plus 5, -4x plus 5. -4x plus 5. Well, I have no idea what they want then. Oh my God. If you bring the 1 over and distribute that, that'll be 4x plus 5.
Yeah, sometimes they're very
Next.
particular about how you answer it.
Tell me about it. All right, that takes care of these two. Well, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do some of these 1.7s because they came in Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 1.7. 1.747 19. 1.747 19. If it's not a very involved problem, I'm going to do it in a hurry because. Okay, f composed of g, and then we're going to prime it. We're going to take the derivative. Now you can do this two different ways. I'm just going to go ahead and do f composed of g. So f composed of g, what is f of x? F of x, f of u is equal to u cubed, and g of x, oh, why do they have to do stuff like this? It just, g of x is equal to u. This is not a test question. 4x to the 6 plus 2. So that means I'm going to take, if you had me before, you know that f means I'm going to rewrite f with a big set of parentheses. So that means to the third power, and this g, since it's second, I'm going to plug it in, plug g into, what is that, 4x to the 6th? Can't even read my own writing. 4x to the 6th. And here, 4x to the 6th plus 2, and you do not want to mess with that. That is a mess. You have to do 4x to the 6 plus 2 squared. Yuck. You'd have to do 4x to the 6 plus 2 to the first power times 4x to the 6 plus 2 to the second power. I can't believe this is a test question. I mean, it won't be a test. It's too long. This is way too long. That would be 4x to the 6 plus 2 times 16x to the 12th plus 2 times 8 is 16x to the 6th plus 4. And then you got to, oh my Lord, that'd be 64x to the 18th. 64x to the 12th. 4 times 4 is 16x to the 6th plus 32x to the 12th plus 32x to the 6th plus 8. 64x to the 18th plus, what's 64 and 32? 96. 96x to the 12th. 48x to the 6th plus 8. And that's f composed of g. And they want f prime of that. So f composed of g, f composed of g is equal to 64x to the 18th plus 96x to the 12th plus 48x to the 6th plus 8. F prime of g composed of g is going to be 18 times 64x to the 18 minus 1 is 17 plus 12 times 96x to the 11th plus 6 times 48x to the 5th plus 0. I don't know about this. If this is a homework problem, they should have their tails kicked for asking it. Can somebody tell me what 18 times 64 is?
1,152.
56?
2.
52? And 12 times 96? Well, hell, That's 12 times 100. So 1200 minus 48 is
12 times
11.
96.
What?
12 times 96.
Yes,
The
11.
same.
52.
1152.
6 times 50 is 300. Minus 12 is 480, or 6 times
288.
50. 258? What is it?
Wait, you said 6 times 50 minus 12?
Yeah,
288.
288. Y'all check me. That's what I get. Now, I read the directions. That's what I felt they wanted us to do. I have no idea if that's the answer they want or not. This sure is a long question. I'll type in a 3. Correct answer is 2000. Oh, I got to plug in a 1. So somebody plug in 1 for me. That's going to be 1152 plus 1152 plus 288. Somebody add that up and tell me what you get. Hello?
I got the same thing you had.
I'm sorry, what?
I got the same thing that you already had, 2,592.
That's the answer. So that's what you're going to have to do. This is not a test question. It's way too heavy for a test question. I'm going to try to fix it here where you can see most of what I've done here. That's way too much for a test question. There you go. I'm going to take it down just a little bit and move it back up in case you want to like take a picture of it. I'll tell you what, I'll just do this. And picture, and then move it up. To there. I do so much for y'all. So unappreciative. Let me send that to y'all. All right, I'm going to send it as an attachment. And let me find date modified. What's today, the 12th?
12.
Under pictures. There they are. All right, I'm sending, I think, the first one. Check to see if you got that one.
Yes.
And then the bottom one. I'm sorry, I have to go find it again. I think it's this one. There you go. All right, next. Whoever sent that one, that's a good homework question, but it's not a good test question. 1741, unless you just want to give that for the test, and that's it. It's too long. All right, this is, did we just do this one? 1.74118. 1.74118. You have to watch it sometimes. Some of these are doubled, so. find an equation for the tangent line of the graph. Y is equal to, this is the same type of question that I wouldn't put on a test. Y is equal to x to the third minus 25x raised to the 8th power at 5, 0. They want an equation of a line, but they don't tell you that until, you know, the answer right there. So this is what they want. Same thing we did in that last problem. Not this one, but the one before. We got to find the derivative. So use your chain rule. Y prime is equal to 8 times x to the third minus 25x to the 7th. And then take my handy dandy highlighter. And what do I need to do now? Take the derivative of what? What's inside? What is the derivative of x to the third?
3x squared.
3x squared. And what's the derivative of 25x?
25.
And that is the derivative. Now, you're not going to be able to simplify it unless you want to factor this out to the 7th, which would be blah, blah, blah to the third times blah, blah, blah to the third times blah, blah, blah to the first. And that would take you at least 3 or 4 pages. So the only thing you can do is plug in that 5 and get a slope. So y prime of 5 is equal to 8 times 5 cubed minus 25 times 5 to the 7th power, 3 times 5 squared minus 25. So that's equal to 8 times 5 to the third is 125 minus 125, thank goodness. And what happens to that? It goes out. 3 times 25 minus 25 is 75 minus 25, which is what? So m is equal to 50. Y'all check my math there. I think 5 to the third power is 125, and 5 quarters is $1.25. So that's 0 times 8, or 0 squared. 0 to the 7th power times 8 goes out to 0. Somebody check me right there. So y minus 0 is equal to 50 times x minus 5. Y is equal to 50x minus 250. Y is equal to, and I can't, it won't let me. I don't know what the question is, so it won't let me change it, so I don't know what the answer to that one is. It won't let me change it. Next, 1.5. I know what time it is, and I don't know what to do. Class is over at what? 3:55, so we got a few more minutes. All right, this is 1.737 slash 1.737 slash 17. 1.737 slash 17. Okay, we did one of these in class. Okay, they want dy dt. So they want the derivative of y in respect to t. So y is equal to x squared minus 5x. But we don't want x. We want t. So x is equal to t squared plus 2. So we got to take that t squared plus 2 And we've got to plug it in because we need two variables. We need y and t. We don't need x. So I've got to rewrite x, parentheses squared minus 5 times parentheses. And I need to plug in t squared plus 2. Now do my algebra. Y is equal to t to the 4th plus 4t squared plus 4 minus 5t squared minus 10. Y is equal to t to the 4th. 4t minus 5t is negative t squared. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. And that is your equation that you want to take the derivative of. So dy dt is equal to 4t to the 3rd minus 2t plus 0. Now, I like that question as a test question because it's not long and drawn out. So you might want to spend an extra second and write that one down. So let's type it in. Well, they factored out a 2t. I didn't do that. So factor out a 2t and that's your answer. If they factor out a 2t and you don't, just try not to, try to remember on this one to factor out a 2t. If they don't, I don't give you credit for it because the answer I got is fine as that one. There's nothing wrong with either one of the answers. Okay, 1.728/14. 1.728/14. 1.728/14. And it says, whoo, this is going to be a doozy. I doubt we'll have enough time to do it, but we'll try it. F of x is equal to 2x minus 5 over 4x plus 1 raised to the what? Negative 5th power. Now I'm going to do something before I start. Does anybody have any idea what I'm going to do before I start? Anybody?
Mm-mm.
Quit. I'm just going to quit and talk myself out of doing it. I'm going to rewrite this. Why am I going to rewrite this? If I can rewrite this, I can make it not to the negative 5, but to the what? To the positive 5, Hubert. Yep, that's right, class. It's always nice to have a class that converses with the teacher. Don't y'all think? It's nice. Yeah, it's very nice. So f of x is equal to 4x plus 4, or 1, over 2x minus 5. And what does that do to the negative 5 exponent? Changes it to a positive 5. Now, you don't have to do that, but it might help you out. Now, chain rule 5, or I'm going to put f prime of x is equal to 5 times 4x plus 1 over 2x minus 5 to the 4th power. And somebody tell me what is in the parentheses. What kind of rule is in the parentheses? Not the product rule, but the what?
quotient.
The quotient rule. So that's going to be denominator times numerator prime minus the numerator times the denominator prime over the denominator squared. So that's going to be f prime of x. Sorry, make this bigger where you can see everything. Is equal to 5 times 4x plus 1 over 2x minus 5. 2x minus 5 times 4 minus 4x plus 1 times 2 over 2x minus 5 to the second power. F prime of x is equal to 5 times 4x plus 1 over 2x minus 5 to the fourth power. 8x minus 20 minus 8x minus 2 be a minus 2 over 2x minus 5 to the second power. The 8x is cancel. And the negative 20 means negative 22. So I'm going to go to the next page. And that's going to give me f prime of x is equal to 5 times 4x plus 1 over 2x minus 5 to the fourth power. Negative 20 over 2x minus 5 quantity squared. I'm not going to mess with it because you'd have to expand this whole thing out, and I'm not going to do that. The only other thing I can say is 5 times 20 is what? 100? This would be my final answer. $100 over the negative over 2x minus 5 to the second power times 4x plus 1 over 2x minus 5 raised to the fourth power. There's one thing you could do. You could make this to the fourth power and make this to the fourth power. Get a common denominator of 2x minus 5 squared. Negative 100 times 2x minus 5 quantity squared times 4x plus 1 to the fourth power over 2x minus 5 to the fourth. That could be an answer. Either one of these could be an answer. I just got a common denominator of 2x minus 5 to the fourth. Sorry. And that made that negative 100 times whatever I needed on the bottom to make that. So that's that. And then that's 4x plus 1 to the fourth. It's either one of these two. They got negative 100. They got negative 110. 4x to the fourth. Yeah, they even got a bigger. They got a bigger. They did something. They got a common denominator of x to the sixth. I guess you could do that. But that x to the fourth. Wait a minute. That's supposed to be x to the fourth. Yeah. X to the fourth. So I don't know how they got x to the sixth. I got x to the fourth. Okay, well, I showed you how to do 90% of the problem. That's good enough for time restrictions. Let's see what's next. Besides, my brain is about to burn out. I don't even know how many problems I've done today, not counting these. 1.625/10. 1.625/10. 1.625/10. Somebody tell me how many we've done in here so far. My brain is feeling it. Differentiate. G of x. I remember doing this one. 7x squared plus 3. And 7x plus square root of x. I remember doing this one because I had to rewrite that radical. I believe I told y'all to finish this one at home or something. How many problems we done so far? Somebody count them up. All you got to do is count them up in your notebook. I'm talking to the class that won't speak. Like they're going to say something. All right, so you can do this one of two different ways. You can either do the algebra first, or you can do the calculus first. I'm going to do the algebra first. So I'm going to use your FOIL. First is going to be 49 x to the third. And we got to say outside because somebody don't know what outer means. So I have to say outside. So outside is going to be 7x squared times the square root of x. Inside is plus 21x. I remember doing this one. Have we done this one? Plus 3 times the square root of x. And this is going to be 49 x to the third plus 7x squared times x to the 1/2 plus 21x plus 3 times x to the 1/2. Yuck. 49x cubed plus 7x to the 3/2. Let's see, that'd be 5/2. Wait a minute, we got another one right here, but that's plus. Well, we can. No, we cannot. Plus 21x plus 3x to the 1/2. And then take the derivative of that. 3 times, that'd be 3 times 50, be 147. I think that's 147 x to the second plus, let's see, 35 halves x to the 3/2 plus 21 plus 3/2 x to the negative 3/2. And I don't know if that's what they wanted, because you can't add these two. So that's probably something what they got. That's a yucky one. I wouldn't put that one on the test. Not with those radicals. $147, there you go. 147x squared, 35, I'll be damned. plus 21. I mean, I got it right. Even the way they wrote it, I got it right. I couldn't believe that. Usually they either take it 2 or 3 steps before or after. I can't believe I actually got it in the right form. Okay. Next, anybody look, see how many questions we've done? Appreciate it. Something as simple as looking up questions. 1.591, 1.591 slash 27. Okay, I don't know what, if they want to do, in 2 years, the population of a certain city grows from 800,000 to the size P given by P is 800,000 plus blah, blah, blah. There's quadratic. Find the growth rate, which means dp dt. So they want the derivative. So the derivative is going to be 14,000 t is going to be the derivative. Should be 14,000 t. 14,000 t. And then you're going to plug in 15 years. Well, you're going to plug in 15 years to this, and then 15 years to this. So somebody take 15, I'll do it. 15 squared. So 15 squared. $15 squared, which is 225, times 7,000 plus 800,000. I got 2,375,000. 2 million. I done forgot. 375,000. 2,375,000. And now 14,000 times 15. 14,000 times 15. The slope is going to be 210,000. Explain the meaning of the answer. Well, the slope at 15 years is changing at 21,000 or 210,000 over 1. Okay. The population is what the population is. This is how far it's growing at 15. It's growing at 210,000. It is 2 million at 15 years. So whichever one that the growth rate tells the rate at which the population is growing, t is equal. Yeah, that's true. I think it's D, but some of these Philadelphia lawyer questions can get you messed up. That's a good homework question, but it's not a good test question. Next. Well, at 1 minute, I only got like, oh God, I still got those questions. I'm gonna just wait. God, I thought I did something today. How many questions did we go over? You mean after I asked y'all 3 or 4 times how many questions? Nobody even looked it up. Y'all just like my son. He walks by, there'll be a crumpled up piece of paper in the middle of the damn floor, and he'll walk right by it 5 or 10 times and not pick it up. I asked y'all 5 times, how many problems did we do today? And not one single person looked in their notebook. Lord have mercy, we're doomed to hell. The United States is doomed to hell. We're doomed. I guarantee you somebody still hasn't looked it up. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.